was just so happy earlier. I'm not going on live to and crying to show to seek attention or anything. I just want to show you how my emotions and my moods just change so quickly. I'm so angry. Mostly when one of the most painful emotions that I cry to is anger. I'm so angry. Like, you know, like when you're so angry and you can't take out that anger to the person you're angry to. It's like I really want to just be angry and shout at that person because I'm so angry at them. And when you can't do that, when I can't do that, I just cry because it's just, I don't know, the emotion is too much. I'm just too angry. And most of the time when I'm angry, and you know, like when you want to shout at someone or hurt them, like say hurtful words to them, and you can't do it because you don't really want to, you know. It's so hard. You know, I've always thought why is it when I feel something, I feel it very hard. Like when I'm happy, I'm very happy. You know, like, you know, my husband, he's a very introverted person. And when I'm happy or excited and when we're outside, I dance, I sing, like in the middle of the road. Like when I play with my kids, I dance with them, I sing with them. And sometimes my husband tells me off and say, hey, you know, parang, like, hey, aren't you ashamed of what you're doing or something like that? Because he's an introverted person. He's not used to showing emotions or like dancing or singing in public in the crowds, even if you're not really good at it, just because you're happy. I'm that kind of person, you know, like when I feel things, it's so high. So when I'm so angry and I can't do anything about it, I cry because, you know, it's illegal to to unalive someone. And you're just so frustrated you can't hurt them, and because you're just so angry at them. And like when people that you have issues with, when they like when what triggers me is when like people that I know that I have issues with, like for example, my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law who blocked me on social media, and other people from church, or that I have issues with because of their involvement, or because they've blocked me, or because of their views. It triggers me when I know about what they post about, and it's like I know that they're posting about me when they're not saying it's me. And I don't know, but I thought I'm not getting triggered anymore, because I thought I'm becoming stable. But because for the past few days, few weeks, I've been so happy, and I'm like, I'm probably getting better or stable, because my emotions are not that unstable anymore. But one thing that will trigger me and then shoots me off like this. And like, because I'm alone here at home, like the kids are sleeping, and Francis is at the gym, so I don't have anyone to talk to. Or maybe I don't want to talk to anyone in particular. I just want to talk. It's so frustrating. I was just so happy like a few minutes ago, Fuck this, man. I hate having bipolar. It's just... I hate how every little thing affects me. Every little thing triggers me. No matter how small that thing is, it just triggers me. Thank you, Denise. I know. I don't know. No offense, Denise, but sometimes when I want to talk to someone, I don't want to speak in English, because it's so hard to talk in English, and it's just, right now I'm speaking English because I really don't want to say much. I just want to kind of like let this feeling go away. Like I just started, I went up to check on the kids, start my bedtime routine, and then someone sent me this post of my sister-in-law, and it just triggered me so much that I can't write about the things that's been happening to me for the past 3 days, all the joyful things that's been happening that I've been doing about my business. I wanted to journal it. I wanted to write about it. And then I get triggered by this thing. Thank you, Denise. It's so hard to have this feeling of extreme anger. You know what they called me? I know it's me, I know they're talking about me. They called me toxic. Like, they said they blocked me and they're not, ano ba English ng pinapatulan? They're not talking to me or fighting back or anything like that because I'm just a toxic person, and they're just avoiding the toxicity. Imagine that. Someone's going through mental illness, and the emotions that I'm feeling I cannot control them. The things that I'm thinking, I cannot control. And like people think, I don't know, people think I can control this. Like, people, do you think I want to cry like this and feel like this, feel this anger? I was just so happy because of, my business announcement. I was just so happy that finally, after months and months of, because of this illness, I couldn't do, things that I could normally do. And then finally, I managed to do some of them. And then you hear people call you toxic. Like, the reason they block me is because I'm toxic. Like, what kind of family is that? I really don't want to see them anymore. This is my mistake for going to my father's-in-law's house last Sunday. I shouldn't have gone. Why did we go there? Actually, the reason we went there is because we really needed someone to look after the kids, because we needed to go to that tattoo appointment, that touch-up that I attended to. And I'm never going back there. I don't want to see their face ever. I don't want to see their face ever. When I saw their face, I was so annoyed. Like, even if they didn't say anything, like, the fact I didn't even look at them, the fact that they're there annoys me. What kind of family blocks you just because you think you left the church that you've been going to the same? It's such a cultish move. you see how these cults encourage their members to isolate and exile fellow members who are leaving their church or against their church. Like, personally, I don't have anything against people wanting to stay in that church, because, like I said before, we have different experiences from different versions of people and versions of organizations. I talked to a friend. She told me that she was sad because the same people that I'm friends with, she's experienced different things from them, while I received really good things. I experienced really good things from those people. So I cannot judge those people based on what she experienced with them, because I didn't experience that. So it's the same as any organization. Like, in a organization that I've experienced really bad things or really unfair, unjust things, and if you experience really like just good things or in that organization, then you have a different view, but it doesn't invalidate my views or my experience. It doesn't mean that you had a good experience, that my bad experience is a lie. I've always envied people who, like, they don't get affected whatever like other people think of them or do to them. Like yesterday, like yesterday, me and my videographer and photographer, we had a chat, like when we were on break while shooting, like while resting, we were having a chat about him and how he normally what do you call that, how he normally deal with people at work or even the church that we used to go to, because he was also part of the church, and he also left, and because of his own reasons. And he normally, his attitude is whatever other people think about him or tell him or do to him, he just lets them be, and it doesn't let him, it doesn't make whatever that is, like whatever, if they think badly of him, he doesn't care, it doesn't affect him. And I'm like, and I was telling him that, I'm not, some people are like you, like, because my husband's like that as well, like he doesn't care what other people think of him. But I don't know, I'm trying to do that as well, like I don't care what other people think of me anymore, but sometimes it still matters, it still affects me, and I hate it. I hate how these things affects me. I always envied those people that they don't care what other people think. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't make them emotional like this. And like, I hate that they're living rent free in my mind. I was so glad that they've blocked me, because I don't see a lot of their whatever they posts. But sometimes some people ask me, oh look, they or tell me that, oh look what your sister-in-law posted and your brother-in-law posted, because they think it's about me as well. That's why they messaged me about it. If I don't know if like recently, my because I spoke to someone from from our previous church who left the church as well. He interviewed me during a Facebook Live, and then someone else recorded that video and posted it on YouTube. So they might, my probably my sister-in-law and brother-in-law have seen that, and then that's why they've posted whatever they've posted. You know what? If ever they see any of my lives, the things that are going on in my mind are really harsh. They're really harsh thoughts that I don't want to say, because I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be like that. Have you guys ever felt like this? Like so much anger, so much frustration, so much annoyance that you just want to punch them or say harsh words to them? Kuya Ranel, wag na po matrauma. It's part of life po. Kuya, I know. Kuya, I know it's part of life. These things are part of life. Pero we can't just brush it off. When you're feeling something very, very heavy in your mind and in your heart, you can't just brush it off. And it's not good to just brush it off or keep it inside. Because, yeah, you might move on. For now, but like years along the line, whatever emotion you've kept down because of the bad things that are being done to you, or the bad things that you've experienced, it will eventually all come up at the same time, which is what has happened to me in May. Everything just came back to me all at the same time. That's why my body just collapsed. Those trials will make you be closer to God. Kayang-kaya mo po yan. Mapagtagumpayan with God's help. I know, I have faith and I have hope that, in this life, because I have people who love me. I have a lot of people who love me that are not my family. But they're my family. For me, I'm considering them my family. These close people. But it's hard when your blood family, your actual, your supposed family are like this. My mom, I was told by my auntie-in-law a few weeks ago that she spoke to my mom. And my mom said that, they're not like us, that we're not letting the kids see them, that we're not bringing the kids to them, like my children to them. And I'm like, well, she's never messaged me. She's never talked to me since that night that my dad decided not to do anything with me. She's never sent me a message. She's never called me. She's never replied to my message to her. So, and then she's telling other people that I keep the children from her. What kind of things? Why would you say that we're keeping the children from you? You don't even talk to me. And like for the past couple of days, even though I've been happy with like doing things for my business, deep inside I've been anxious as well, because I know that there are some people who see it like I'm still capable of doing what I used to do, because I'm doing stuff for my business. It's so hard to live with something like this, that your mood and your emotion can just change that quickly. And it's so tiring to always be like that. When your mind and your emotions are always overdrive, when you're too happy or too sad or too angry all the time, it's so tiring. And you know what my mom said to my auntie, that, oh, please tell Keisha that we understand her. It's just that why did she start talking against the church or leaving the church? And I'm like, you understand me, but there's a but. Like, no, you don't understand me if there's a but after that. My candles blew off. Never mind. I was so happy earlier, and I felt so relaxed, because I just felt like a big load has come off my back, because this certification of my products, I've been doing this since May, since March, no, since April. And then it came out while I was ill. It came out while just shortly after the certifications came out, just shortly after my emotional breakdown. And when I noticed that when the first certification came out, that there were some mistakes. So because I was unwell, I couldn't review all, because I had 8 products certified. So I couldn't review them, consecutively, or because I'm unwell. I didn't have the motivation and the energy to do things. So it took me months to review all the formulas and review all the certifications, to double check that they're all correct, all correct formulas and all correct certifications. It took me like May, June, July, August, like 3 months before I could get like the correct final certifications. And I'm so proud that even though I'm ill, I still managed to do that, like on times that I feel I have the energy to. It's hard, I'm always tired. I hate how they affect me like this. Like I really want, ever like remember when I was younger. I remember when I was younger, when I was like a teenager. I always said what I thought, and I always argued. I didn't care what other people would think of me, even though they would think that I'm toxic or something like that, or I'm what's the English of palaaway? It's like always fighting back. When I was younger, I was always fighting back. Like, regardless, like in person, because we didn't used to have social media back then. So, like, if people had something against me, I would confront them. But then, this is what this church has taught me. That if I feel like if I am someone who always fights back, it's not a good thing. Who's this Marv Luz giving me Bible verses? What does it say? This commandment emphasizes a love that is sacrificial, selfless, and extend to all, even those who may be difficult to love. This commandment emphasizes a love that is sacrificial, selfless, and extend to all, even those who may be difficult to love. So, Marv, what do you mean by that? Because, scriptures, like Bible verses and Bible scriptures, any scriptures, it's all under interpretation of whoever's reading it. So you see, that verse came from the Bible, and then this church that I left bases their teachings from the Bible. And if this verse is correct, or if this church is following this verse, then they're not loving people who are difficult to love. Oh, I'm having a headache. I think I'm slowly calming down. I really just needed to let that out, cry it out, talk it out, because I couldn't even write what I was thinking, because everything was, my thoughts are racing again, like, I really need to call my psychiatrist on Monday. 30. You know what I felt when you know what I thought when I felt that what they were thinking about me and what they thought of me. And then my father-in-law recently messaged my husband because my mother-in-law is in the Philippines at the moment with their youngest child, and they were supposed to come back last week or this week, but I think there were problems with their passport, and I think they're planning on coming on the 22nd. Thank you, Annalyn, for sending hugs. And then they were thinking of, my husband told me that his mom will be arriving from the Philippines most likely on the 22nd. And he said that there was an issue with, I don't know, my father-in-law. And my father-in-law told him that when they can meet, we can see my mother-in-law and his sister in the airport, but we can't come to their house for some reason, like for some issues, because of some issues. And you know what I think? I think they're just making excuses. I think they just don't want me there because I might make a scene, you know, because obviously all their like my husband's brother-in-law and his wife will be there, so they probably don't want us to come because of that. And I was like, you know, they were the only ones who I had hope that regardless of what our opinions are of this previous church, that they would be, you know, more open-minded about it, because they were still talking to us. But I think they're all the same. I think they're all the same. They might not be as aggressive as the others, like my parents and my brother-in-law and his wife. They might not be as aggressive, but deep inside, you know, it hurts a lot when you feel alone. like you're like when you're you know, it's like I feel sorry for my children that they won't have like a big family who loves them and welcomes them. Oh, I think my husband's arrived. Honey? You know, I always thought that family would be the people that who will love you regardless of whatever you do or whatever you decide of whatever you are.
Honey,
Oh,
you okay?
no.
May in-order ka ba?
In order na alin?
Ano?
Alin?
Hindi ka marinig?
Alright, my husband's here. I can go and start talking to my husband now. Well, it's Friday night, and we had a really busy week, and I feel so tired because I've overexerted myself. I've overexerted myself for the past 3 days, and maybe that's why I am so easily triggered, because my mind can't take it anymore. So maybe that's why I'm so easily triggered by things. Maybe because I'm just too tired. And no.
Nakikinig ako ng dami ng sa gym ako. Gusto na wala internet ko. Ano doon?
I'm so angry. I hate him.
It's okay.
Ayoko na pumunta doon.
You don't need to say this. It's okay.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Kala nila kung sino silang tama sila, buisit sila.
It's okay. get to avoid him. So that's disgusting. Baba ka na kung gano'n tayo.
Okay.
Sige.
Kain ko na to. Okay, bye-bye guys. Francis is here. So we're gonna get ready for bed. Bye.